Welcome back to Better Kansas City. Today, there's a private service for George Floyd. A bail is set for the former police officer charged in his death. Protests continue in Kansas City. There's a school board resignation, a Democratic reform plan, and we've got the latest updates on COVID-19. Let's check in with Joe Chiodo from KSTV5 News this morning with a look at what's making news today.
Hey, Belinda, good morning to you. A lot of news to get to this morning, and we will start with continuing coverage of George Floyd and his killing. Of course, as we know now, he is the man sparking this worldwide conversation, a call for action and change from so many people. What we can tell you this morning is that he will be taken to his final resting place later today. Now, hundreds and hundreds of mourners paid their respects at a public viewing yesterday, presidential candidate Joe Biden included. He met with the Floyd family. He's also expected to be at that private funeral service this afternoon. That service does begin at noon in Houston. There will be a procession afterward, and then Floyd will be laid to rest next to his mother. The service will be streamed live online. You can watch that at cbsnews.com. Meanwhile, we can also tell you here on this Tuesday morning that bail for a former police officer in Minneapolis with the department there charged with Floyd's murder is now being set at more than $1 million. Derek Chauvin is who we're talking about, and he is charged with second-degree murder and second-degree manslaughter now. He's due back in court on June 29th. His first court appearance was very short, just about 10 minutes. Protests against systemic racism and police brutality continued in Kansas City as well. Last night's gathering was held on the steps of City Hall by a group called One Struggle KC. That group was formed after Michael Brown was killed by a police officer in Ferguson, Missouri, on the other side of the state back in 2014. The rally was meant to raise awareness about those who were shot and killed by Kansas City police. A mother who lost her son that way says that she believes not all officers are bad, but says many need to do more to hold other officers accountable.
We do know that there are good police officers out there. You know, we do. The only thing that I don't like is if you are a good police officer and you stand behind and you cover up for someone that you know that's doing wrong.
During that rally, protesters also listed their demands for Mayor Quentin Lucas and Police Chief Rick Smith. Well, how about this? A 5-year member of the Shawnee Mission School District now says that he will not be seeking re-election and wants his seat to go to a person of color. Brad Stratton tweeted saying the school district has never had a person of color serve on their school board. He says he hopes his announcement will bring about a more diverse group of candidates. Lawmakers around the country are responding to the death of George Floyd and continued demands for major change when it comes to U.S. law enforcement. In D.C., Democrats have proposed sweeping police reform. Their plans include a ban on chokeholds, the creation of a national police misconduct registry, restrictions on the transfer of military-grade equipment to local law enforcement, and racial bias training. And we also want to keep you updated here on this Tuesday morning with the very latest on the coronavirus as it continues to develop. The pandemic so far, we can tell you in 22 states, including Missouri, there has been a rise in daily confirmed COVID cases over the past week. Officials say the easing of restrictions could be a factor. But one thing that may not be people who aren't showing symptoms. The World Health Organization says it is rare for someone who is asymptomatic to infect others, and that could make a difference going forward. This also means people who are, quote, asymptomatic really may not be. So you may be having symptoms that you don't realize are even symptoms, something to think about. Another finding we're learning about this morning, studies show shutdowns probably prevented about 62 million COVID cases, including almost 5 million in the United States. And now let's talk about reopening plans here for the Metro. So pools are now open, but only in some places. Most area cities decided not to open their public pools this season because of the coronavirus outbreak. But Olathe, they're bucking that trend. Black Bob Bay opened yesterday and Mill Creek opens this weekend with some new rules in place to address the pandemic. It is limiting attendance to 25% capacity, and they're only allowing residents this year by reservation. You also have to bring your own chair to cut down on those shared surfaces. Most people we spoke with, they were relieved to have the option at least to head to the pool, especially in these hot days we've had, even though they were disappointed that friends from other cities couldn't join them.
I think it's like good and bad because it gets like kids out of the house, but also I'm not sure how they're sanitizing like getting on and in and out of the pool and stuff like that.
We were really praying that they would open because we've always come to the pool, like we're very outdoor people.
I mean, I wasn't really too worried about COVID anyway.
All right, experts say the water itself, well, it's probably safe and possibly even safer than most places because of chlorine. But you should still be watching your distance and be careful of what you touch outside the pool. And KCTV5 does continue to spotlight our KC Works coverage with conversations about the need to get people back to work following this pandemic. KCTV5 and Metropolitan Community College are hosting a virtual job fair this Thursday, June 11th from 10 to 2. The virtual job fair will be on kctv5.com. You can check out the companies, then make your connection on June 11th. So be sure to do that. And of course, you can stay up to date with all our headlines on kctv5.com throughout the day as well. We'll see you again tomorrow right here on Better Kansas City. Belinda, back to you.